Hello, it's Rainbow here from my Rainbow Pyramid channel. And today we are asking the cards, how do we protect ourselves against negative energy or hurtful energy? And I had a glitch with my camera, so these are the first two cards that I pulled. The first one, and in fact I was asking this of my guides for myself this morning, and this was the first one that I pulled, Protection, Goddess has your back. So always remember that you are divinely loved and you are protected. And then the spiritual insight card, pretty much if somebody is judging you, being negative towards you, berating you, whatever the case may be, you need to have the spiritual insight to know that it says more about them than it says about you. And I recently had a friend who was judging me, berating me, and completely misconstrued what I had done and misconstrued the situation. And he judged me and is insisting on believing that I did what I did on purpose. Yes, I made a mistake. I didn't mean to hurt him. He did get hurt. I'm very sorry about that. As soon as I could, I did what I could to remedy the situation, and there was a bit of a delay in remedying the situation. I didn't get the message from him as to how I could remedy the situation for a few days because I had some things happening in my life, some crises. So I'm not on my emails every minute of every day. He sent me lots of emails. Anyway, it's a big story, but the point is you can only do your best and you can only control your reaction to a situation. You cannot control what other people do. When people are hurtful to you, quite often it's useful to just you do what you can to make amends and then seize the day. Creativity. Don't let it drag you down. Don't let it put you into that negative energy space as well. Reflection. Certainly reflect. What can you heal? What can you learn from the situation? Is there any fault of yours that you can apologize for, that you can make right? Sometimes there is, but you cannot allow other people to continually judge and berate you. All you can do is do your best to make amends and then let it go. You can't, if you allow yourself to be dragged down by that negative energy of the other person, then that's not going to help either of you. Trust. Trust yourself, trust your instincts. Know that you have a clear heart, a pure heart. And if you don't have a pure heart, pray for a pure heart. But know that you have a pure heart and trust yourself. Trust yourself because, yes, you're human and you will make mistakes. But other people who are down on you all the time, you may need to put up a boundary there. Opportunity. Is this an opportunity to expand your horizons, to make other friends, to take that friendship to a deeper level? One of the things that you can ask the person, if the person is judging and berating you, like in my situation, I can ask him, why are you continuing to repeat this? Are you trying to hurt me? What is your purpose? What is your purpose of not taking responsibility for your own part in what happened? New beginnings, take a fresh look at life. So, yes, have a look at it. See, is this a person who, if they won't let the situation go, you may have to let them go out of your life. You may, as sad as it is. Dreaming. How do you want your life to look? How do you want your day to look? Life is too short to have judgmental, negative people in your life. And sometimes it's difficult because sometimes they might be family members. And if they're family members, that can be a little bit of a different situation. But it's always important to communicate very effectively with people. And if something they're doing is hurting you, you need to be clear with them. And if they continue to do it, well, shine. It's time to hold your head up high. And sometimes we do have to walk away from people. Remember who you are. Always be generous. Always be kind. Don't be stuck in somebody else's negative mindset. Don't let other people's judgment of you cloud your own sense of well-being. And remember, life is a journey. You're going to get difficult people. along the way, but your life is a sacred gift and your time is precious. And if you waste your time with people who continuously think the worst of you, then that's just going to bring you down. Now, I'm not talking about, you have an argument with a friend or whatever that you have to just dump them. I'm not talking about that at all. I'm talking about somebody who's really, really negative, and it could be generally negative or it could be extremely negative over one or two situations. If somebody cannot see the best in you, then they might not be the best person to be around. And it's very important for you to see the best in you. See the shine there? Flow, flow. You do what you can to make things right, and then let it go. Compassion. You are loved unconditionally. So have compassion for people who are negative. Pray for them, genuinely pray for them, that they can release whatever bitterness in them makes them so negative. But you don't always have to be in their orbit. Abundance. Count your blessings. So sometimes we have to bless ourselves when our friends and families won't fulfill that role for us. And so remember those who really do treat you well, and perhaps spend more time with them. Companionship. Sometimes we miss people that we have to let go of. And I'm not saying that you have to break up friendships, but sometimes we just have to hold people a little less tightly, and spend more time with people who do genuinely see the best in us. Inspiration. Be inspired. If a difficult and negative and hurtful situation happens, think to yourself, how can I use this to make me a better friend? I see how this makes me feel and I don't like it, and I don't ever want to make other people feel the same. Acceptance. Accept the cycles of life. And sometimes with friendships, they grow and they blossom, and sometimes you've grown spiritually and the other person is determined to be stuck where they are, or they don't know how to be unstuck. Yes, if you can, help them move to the next level, help them move through their pain, help them move through their negativity and their stuckness. But you are only responsible for you. You're not responsible for them or their reaction to life. Self-love. And that's the most important thing. You have to love yourself enough to know when to stick it out with a friend, when to and when to move on. And it's really important, as part of self-love, is to set up boundaries. Set up boundaries. And if a hurtful situation happens and a negative situation happens, and your friend or your family member refuses to move on and they're always dragging you back to that energy of the past, you need to have enough love for yourself. Look at all these birds and this horse moving forward, to look forward to the future. Nurture and restore your balance. It's very important. You can't actually love those in your life if you don't have balance in your life. And if there's a person or a situation that continues to pull you off balance, then it's important to think about, how can I either change this situation, how can I transform it into something more positive? And if it's not possible, and it might be like a job, or it might be you belong to a sports club. I remember my father-in-law, when he was alive, he belonged to a bowling club, and there was just some really negative energy in that bowling club. People were fighting, not physically fighting, but there was drama there, and he just didn't like the energy of it. And so he actually just changed it, and he drove much further to go to a neighbouring town, to their bowling club. And it was the best thing he did, because the neighbouring town's bowling club, they loved this is lawn bowls, not 10-pin bowling. They just loved they loved bowls, they loved each other, they were just so kind, they were so warm, they were so hearty. He even invited our whole family one time to go to the bowls Christmas party, because the people there were just so nice. So sometimes you have to physically move yourself away from the negative energy. And I just pulled one of these, I can't remember what these cards are called, gems. Kyanite is the crystal. beings of light have a message for you. Open yourself to receive it. So, and that's important. Ask for spiritual guidance. Ask, is this a situation that I should stay in? Is this sports club one that I should stay in and try and heal the energy here? Or is it going to pull me down so much that I need to have enough self-love and self-respect that I know I need to move on? And when it comes to things like, obviously, employment, sometimes we don't have the choice of moving on. How can we love ourselves in that situation to make sure that the negative energy doesn't drag us down? And the most important way to make sure negative energy doesn't drag you down is to turn up your own light, your own love, your own positive energy. And sometimes people spend a lot of time on protection prayers and protection spells and protection. For me, the only protection that I need is to shine my light brighter. And I know that. And I know that I only ever invite the energy and the spirit of love and light into my field. I just find that sometimes people who focus so much on that needing protection and wanting to ward away evil spirits and evil intention and negative intention, they actually attract the negative intention because they're so enmeshed in trying to protect themselves from it. So rather than focusing on that negative and trying to shield yourself from it, turn your back on it and focus your energy, your love, your purity. What can I do today to make the world a better place? And darkness cannot thrive in the light. So if you turn up your own light, the darkness and the negativity cannot thrive. So I hope this has been of some help to you. Please like if you do and subscribe if you haven't. I really appreciate you leaving comments on my videos. Even just an emoji makes a massive difference. And may the angels walk with you now and always.